Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this community circle gathered together to appreciate Ram Dass, to celebrate, honor, and remember him. I'm Mirabai Bush, and I'm sitting here remembering that we used to say Ram Dass's superpower was bringing people together. He was magic at it. Those of us who were first together with him in India all those years ago are still each other's friends after all this time. So, welcome into the spirit of community. I'm also thinking as we do this online that we're quite used to it now, but it's actually kind of a miracle. And it reminded me as I look into my Apple laptop that Steve Jobs always said that the most important book in his life had been Be Here Now. So it's all connected. And we're going to be together for half an hour. And I'm going to read a little from Ram Dass's latest thinking and writing about death and dying and loving. And then lead a loving awareness meditation, which was his favorite meditation over the last several years. And then Krishna Das will lead us. He will sing a sacred chant for us. And if you want more after the half hour is over, just go to ramdas.org and it's all there, video and words and everything about Ram Dass. So I've been a friend of Ram Dass's for 50 years since we met in India. We and Krishna Das, we were all students of the great Indian saint Neem Karoli Baba, who we affectionately called Maharaji. But Ram Dass didn't want to be a guru. He wanted to be a spiritual friend and a teacher, and that's what he was. He used his life and his great life stories, and it was an amazing life, to teach profound truths. And he wanted to use his death that way too, but he knew he couldn't be here to tell those stories and make us laugh. So he asked me to help him write down what his understanding about death was now. Not what he had said over the years over and over, although it was basically true, but he felt that having lived all these years and been through the stroke and so much pain and difficulty, that there was a way in which he understood something about death and dying and what creates a good life, that he wanted to say in a different way. So we sat in his room over 2 years and had these conversations in which we said we made a promise to each other. We would say what we know and not say what we don't know, which meant there was a lot of silence, a lot of looking within, a lot of carefully saying what it is that we thought that we knew. It was very sweet at times, difficult at times, always really loving, and often quite funny. And so then we turned into a book, and it came out a year ago, and which made him happy. And I'm going to read you some passages from it. He had said that one of the few regrets he had about dying was that he would make so many people sad. And I know I've been sad. And if you have been too, then maybe hearing some of these passages will help. So in the very beginning, in the preface, he says, dying is the most important thing you do in your life. It's the great frontier for every one of us. And loving is the art of living as a preparation for dying. Allowing ourselves to dissolve into the ocean of love is not just about leaving this body. It's also the route to oneness and unity with our own inner being, the soul, while we're still here. If you know how to live and to love, you know how to die. This part's called Interconnected by Love. Maharaji was telling us to use the time leading to death from this very moment until our last, to open into loving awareness, to deepen into love, to identify with the soul. When he was telling me to love everyone and tell the truth, he was telling me to stay in my soul. Resting in the soul where we become loving awareness, we serve all those in our lives because we're all interconnected by love. Death is completely safe. It's not something we should fear. Just keep opening your heart. This part's about grieving, from mourning to remembering. Ram Dass offers, grief is one of our greatest teachers. It cracks us open. That's how the light gets in, he says, smiling. It demands that we look at our relationship with life and our fear of death. It reveals the great healing power of love. My way of supporting grieving is to say, grieve, my God, grieve. Don't try to stop grieving. Don't pretend to have strength when you don't because it looks good. Go grieve some more. Grieve in a way that's true to your being. It's just as untrue to grieve when you're not feeling it as to grieve when you are feeling it. Just allow the human pain. Don't hide it. Just keep going through it. Grieving is not a sign of weakness, but strength. It takes courage to go through it. At the same time, take care of yourself. Grief comes in waves. It can seem to be over and then come back and overwhelm you. You can feel like you're the one who is dying, and some part of you may be. Or you may experience guilt or anger or loneliness. This is the time to remember that everything, even grief, is impermanent. It will transform into something else. Change may come in an aha moment, or it may be a series of small insights, but it will come. And then going home. It might be, okay, going home. I think it might be too early in the morning this day to talk about death, but Ram Dass is reading a book on near-death experiences. He says, I think it's like finally coming home to an old friend who has always known me and who loved me completely. It will be where I'm supposed to be at last. Ram Dass sounds like he's giving travel instructions for journeying to our true home. I want to go there, I say, and I mean it. I've wanted to go for a while now, Ram Dass says. Sometimes I have to work to stay here. He's quiet for a while and then continues. I know our home in this world is not our real home, that it's a temporary shelter, and that as much as we like it, we'll have to give it up. Our real home is in the soul. And then I wanted to read you this because it's so very Ram Dass. This is the last passage. What about your ashes? I asked. We had asked him about all the details of how, he wanted to die and then what he wanted to happen after he died. What about your ashes? I asked. There'll be a lot of them. Ram Dass responded in a matter-of-fact tone. You should fill a small white box, the kind you take home from a Chinese restaurant, to take to Taos. Raghu picked out a plot for me at the Hanuman temple there, so people can visit and call me to mind. The rest of the ashes should be scattered in the ocean here in Maui. There won't be a physical place in Maui for devotees to contact me, but the real place is in their hearts. So there's much more which you can read, but it gives you a sense of Ram Dass really wanted us to come closer to getting rid of our fear of dying and being able to be loving every moment as a preparation for dying. So I'm going to briefly lead a short meditation on loving awareness. And to do this meditation, just sit comfortably wherever you are. It might be on a pillow on the floor or in a chair, on a couch, on a train, just sitting comfortably with your spine and neck and head in alignment so that your energy can flow easily, and beginning to let go of everything except being here now. You can either close your eyes or drop into a soft gaze, just so that you're not distracted by anything in the environment. And then noticing your body from within your body, noticing how it feels as you're sitting, and then noticing your breath, breathing in naturally and breathing out. And as you're breathing in and out, imagine that you're breathing in and out love. Just fully relaxed, fully present in the moment. Here we are together, breathing in and breathing out. And then either silently or softly aloud, repeating the phrase, I am loving awareness. So being here, breathing, I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. Letting go of everything else. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. Loving awareness. Loving awareness. Loving awareness. When you're ready, open your eyes, come back into the room, and as much as you can, staying in that space of loving awareness. Krishna is going to help us get even deeper into it. Thank you all so much.
In endless space. All I want is to be with you. All my prayers have been heard. All I need is to rest inside your heart as wide as the world. I looked away, your beauty too much to bear. Where could I run? Your eyes, I find them everywhere. All I want is to sing to you a song that no one has heard. All my life has led me to your heart as wide as the world. Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram. We can feel how we're together beyond space and time, in the ever-present moment of the heart. Ramdas is gone, and Ramdas is here. We are here, and we are gone. Always together. Always together under the blanket that covers the whole universe, that embraces the whole universe. Namaste.